Abdulkarim Elgoni. He is the chairman of the African Diaspora Forum based in Maseru, Lesotho. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it. First of all, seeing what this Human Rights Watch report now says, was that government plan of action last year to fight the intolerance and the discrimination and violence against foreigners, was it ever a sincere plan?
Yes, I think it is a sincere plan. The plan contains a lot of activities. If they were implemented, they would have solved a lot of the problems. But you know, always in those government plans, there is a lot of good intent, but the implementation is beyond the politician's ability.
So who's refusing to implement it?
Plans, but not implemented.
And why not? Why has it not been implemented?
There are a number of issues. There are weaknesses within the system that does not allow them to happen. There is this xenophobia. Anything that is related to non-South Africans is usually looked down at. There is not enough resources. So, for example, xenophobia attacks has happened. More than hundreds of migrants have died till now. They have not completed the cases to take them to court because of a lack of this or that. So there are a lot of structural things and that prevents action to happen.
Right. You know, some South Africans will say, though, it's not actually about xenophobia. They're protesting because they don't have jobs. They are languishing in poverty and they can't afford competition from foreigners, especially in low-skilled labor sectors. Do they have a case there? Because there's always the argument that the government uses foreigners as a scapegoat, and it really isn't about xenophobia. It's about the government not providing the growth to give jobs to what really is their voter base.
You see, poverty in South Africa is both historical and structural, and the gap between the rich and the poor is increasing every year. So this is an issue that is historical and has nothing to do with the migrants coming to South Africa. And we know that all economies who have thrived because of the attention of migrants who bring in new ideas, they bring in new blood, they bring in new investments, and make the local economy thrive. Look at Germany, look at the United States. Migrants are creating vibrancy in economy. The problem we are having is partly political. There is no political will to solve the problem. There is no political will to take the action that will take the poverty out of the marginalized populations of South Africa. But people are looking for a scapegoat that is the migrants. Although migrants are doing a lot of good in South Africa, thousands are doing the education in South Africa. We have hundreds of professors in universities. We have very successful businesses run by migrants.
Sure.
In the media, yes.
Well, I mean, and a lot of South Africans don't actually understand, right, that for the issues in Zimbabwe, for example, there's been an absolute brain drain on that country, and South Africa has been able to benefit from that. But again, that's really only in the highest skilled sectors. So again, it's the low-skilled laborers that feel they're suffering. And I need to ask you, I mean, particularly, we've seen these protests today, even in Pretoria, specifically outside the Nigerian embassy. Please explain, what is the issue with the Nigerian diaspora in South Africa? Why aren't they, you know, protesting outside the Malawian embassy or the Zimbabwean embassy, for that matter, where they are competing with low-skilled labor jobs with those immigrants?
This is a negative stamp that was put on Nigerians for a long time, since South Africa's independence in 1994, that Nigerians are working in drugs, but there is no facts to support this accusation. As you know, drugs are there in every country. Even the commissioner of police of South Africa was put in jail because of corruption and crime. So it is not an issue of Nigerians. This is an issue of the South African borders. They are very long borders. Almost they are open with many other countries, allowing easily smuggling drugs and other items into South Africa. And it is true, there might be one or two Nigerians who have been incriminated, but there are hundreds of South Africans who have incriminated. Why are people selective of Nigerians? This is something that is related to the xenophobia. Actually, many times I don't refer to it as xenophobia. I refer to it as Afrophobia, because there are so many others who have been incriminated from European countries, hundreds of them, but no one goes and plans a march against a European embassy. They only plan actions against African countries, although the Africans, if compared, are very small number compared.
Abdulkarim Elgoni, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us, though, from Maseru. We appreciate it.